What did your parents think?
Thought I was crazy. Wrecked the lawn. I redid the whole thing. Every day I would go, to Garden State Koi and buy the material that I needed, kind of on a small budget. So then I rented the tractors and then just, kept building it. It took me around 2 months. Did it by myself.
Nice.
Building from A to Z took me around 10 hours.
So a day and a half. Not bad.
Yeah.
He's a hard-working guy.
Yes.
And energetic, and he doesn't get tired quick.
We were all 18 once, buddy. Someday you'll get tired just like us.
The neighbors always tell me, why don't you start a business? Maybe I want one,
Yeah.
like that. Someone came and they liked it and they finally agreed.
Someone that saw your pond?
Yeah, someone that saw my pond.
So that's how water features get sold. People see ponds and they want ponds. Welcome to living the Aquascape lifestyle. We are in Spring Valley, New York, halfway in between Alan Decker and Jack Haryu. And there's Yosef right there. All right, this is pretty cool. So he's got a front yard pond. I didn't realize that. How you doing? I get your sign and everything out here. Now, are you 18 or 19?
18.
18-year-old young man that built this. I met you a couple weeks ago. We talked for what, 5 minutes?
Around 5 minutes, yeah.
We were at Garden State Tortoise together building a pond for some turtles. I saw what this young man had built. You just finished high school, huh?
Yeah, just graduated.
And get this, I called him last night. I said, I'll be there like mid-afternoon. And he said, well, come early because I'm leaving for
Israel.
That's pretty incredible. For not a week, not a month, for 1 year. So I came at the very last moment before you left, but I saw that you had built your own pond and that you're building ponds as a pond business. This is really cool. Okay, but we got to change one thing. No free estimates. No free estimates. There's no such thing as free, because then you have to charge all the customers who do buy for all the tire kickers who don't.
Got it.
That's right. Nothing's free. And by the way, when you can build stuff like this, you don't have to give free estimates. That's gorgeous, buddy. How long has this been in here? What's the story? That's a huge koi.
Yeah. This has been in here 3-4 months. I had another one I previously built. Then I redid it because there was too many problems with it, maybe a leak. It was pretty big. It was really tall, but then there's too many problems with it, and also the liner, you were able to see the liner, it just wasn't done right.
Yeah, sure.
So then, obviously I went to Garden State and just learned a lot more.
Garden State Tortoise, the builds down there that we did with Tom Smith at Garden State.
Yeah, by
Garden State Koi, yep.
And then just learned a lot, and then redid it to this just a few months ago.
Yeah, it looks really good. That's a pretty high waterfall. So this is your house where you grew up?
Yep.
Wow, that's a big fish too. And water looks great. You got an aerator down there. How long would you build your first pond?
Probably a year ago.
You do pretty good work, young man. This is exciting. So this bird, what kind of parrot?
Nanded Conure, I think.
Okay, well, whatever that is, it just flew on my shoulder coming in here to grab a cup of coffee with Yosef. So pretty friendly. What's his name?
Tuki.
Tuki. That was funny. He just flies around the house?
Well, usually we wanted to clip his wings, but my mom doesn't want to because...
So he just has the reign of the house.
Yeah.
Tuki. Well, you are one lucky parrot, Tuki. Okay, so you got a couple lilies. I'd get them in some bigger pots so they can grow better in this full sun. That's a big koi. You said one of your neighbors just came over and dropped a koi, huh?
By the other waterfall I built.
But that's not at this house. It's another house, right?
It's another house, and they dropped a random fish before I put the fish inside.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the construction of this. So this was finished in September of last year, but it didn't look anything like this because you didn't know Aquascape then.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about it.
So you discovered Aquascape and then kind of rebuilt this, right?
Yeah, I redid the whole thing. Obviously, I started with the pond. Every day I would go, to Garden State Koi and buy the material that I needed, kind of on a small budget. So then I rented the tractors and then just, kept building it. It took me around 2 months. Did it by myself.
Nice. That's a pretty ambitious project.
Yeah.
What did your parents think?
Thought I was crazy. Wrecked the lawn. It just didn't look like anything like now. Totally a mess.
How did you find our videos?
From Garden State Koi, just searched, how
Google.
to build waterfalls, Google, whatever, and they, showed me. And as I redid it, I learned, how to hide the liner more. Because in the other waterfall, you can see all the liner. Learned a lot more tricks.
Right.
Aquascape.
And you added another pump. That's why you got 2 Aquascape skimmers here. You did all the rock work inside. A very good rock work, young man.
Yeah.
The rock work.
That took a long time.
The rock work looks good. And you got a big pump, a 9,000 gallon per hour pump on here.
9,000 gallons.
That's a big pump. I mean, people really from your neighborhood know who you are now.
Yeah.
So what was the impetus from building this to actually starting a business?
I was always, thinking about it, but I just didn't want to because I played basketball and it would take up too much time, I thought. The neighbors always tell me, why don't you start a business? Maybe I want one, something like that. Then finally someone came and they liked it and they're like, I was talking to them for, let's say, around a week and they finally agreed.
Someone that saw your pond?
Yeah, someone that saw my pond.
So that's how water features get sold. People see ponds and they want ponds. The same thing with me with the UPS guy that delivered a package to the front door. I called him around back. I was sitting in my pond, putzing around with the waterfalls, just a couple of years older than you. And he said, I'd love one of these in my house. And I thought, I can do it. And I never ended up building him one, but I built a couple other neighbors.
So he wanted one, ended up, and then I built it for him. It took me around a week.
What would the pond sell for if you were to build it for somebody else?
For somebody else, that one like $30,000.
So that was your first sale, $30,000.
Yep.
Not bad. And then you built another one for someone else that saw this, or?
Yeah, it was actually my sister's friend's aunt. She was going to do it herself. She was looking at Aquascape videos too, I think. She didn't know much, and then she heard about me. She told, my sister, she's like, oh, maybe can he build it for me? So, we were in talks, ended up building it for them. It took me around 10 hours.
Nice. So you got a biofalls up here now, but when you first built it, there was no biofalls, huh?
No, there was trying to make my own.
So one of the things that I would do to make it look more natural is I would take this dirt and fan it out a little bit further, and then maybe put a stone retaining wall back here so it's not quite so steep.
Right, so I was thinking that. I just wanted to have this area
for walking
because when I had the other fountain, you could not walk anywhere. It was just a big mess. So I thought I'm gonna keep this for walking and maybe hide this with some bushes.
Sure, but this is a biofalls up here that just feeds it and it keeps that water really clean down there. And then I would just get some bigger pots for the plants. You got the Aquascape lights on. It looks nice at night, doesn't it?
It looks really
So you said neighbors come and sit down there?
Sit all the time, every single day.
That is awesome. Okay, let's go look at some other water features. Okay, Yosef, where are we at?
We are in New Square.
New Square, New York. This is a first paying project?
First paying project.
Oh, wow. And when did you finish this?
Maybe around a month ago.
Okay, pretty good.
It took me around a week.
That looks really nice. So you built this in a week?
In a week. They did the gates.
Yeah, for safety.
Yeah.
With all the kids around. So this is their house, and they another front yard water feature. 3 water features all in the front yard. Yeah. Okay, beautiful fish. So they got a feeding ring here, and that's just a hula hoop, but it keeps the water out of the skimmer. Right over here with the basket in. So you put that in, very good. You got your air stones under here. You got all of the electronics.
Oh, this is dying, like I'm saying, it's in the water.
It's not dying.
No?
No. It's even blooming a little bit. So it's actually pretty good. All of these ground covers and these marginal plants, they're just gonna start spreading out and softening everything up. Beautiful waterfalls. You got a big biofalls up there, huh?
Oh, yeah.
So you did the pathway?
Yeah, this was all grass. He provided a couple workers and the tractor.
So you're the owner.
I am the owner, and I'm very proud of him, what he did, and he's a hard-working guy.
Yes.
And energetic, and he doesn't get tired quick.
We were all 18 once, buddy. Someday you'll get tired just like us. You saw what he did at his house?
Yes.
Had you been thinking about this, or was it completely?
No, because I know his father and him, and I didn't mind him to do something, to have something to do. And I had confidence, and we had some help. Some of my guys, we didn't have so much work. So
Yeah.
bring them out for help. So we did the whole thing in 1 week and 2 days.
Nice.
But we didn't work all day.
Sure.
Some days we worked only half the days. But whatever you see here, And the stones, what you see over here, I went around with my car over here in the village of Blue Square. I went around in my car. And I looked around where there's some good rocks, and I have my backhoe.
Yeah.
Which I just took over to another property. And I picked up the stones, and then we picked up dirt. I didn't realize I'm going to need so much dirt. We probably needed about 3.
Oh, that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot of dirt.
I needed over here too on the
berm.
Plant the grass. And believe it or not, people are going to laugh at me. So I went with my tractor, with my bucket. I went probably quite a distance from here. Picked up a couple of bucket loads.
So he was really helping you. So how has it been? You've had this for about a month now, right?
We have it for about a month, and this is a village, and everybody's coming over here when they have it. First of all, I'm very happy because there's some elderly people that live over here, probably in the 90s, over the 90s.
Yeah.
Some of them younger, they have AIDS with them, so instead of sitting home between the 4 walls, so they all have relief. They come out, they sit down over here, watch the pond, watch the fish.
Yes, relax.
So that I am very happy that people can enjoy themselves. But then on the other hand, I have too many kids until I'm going to plant bushes there, which I took out so I can go in and out with my this. I'm going to plant, it's going to be closed, so
yeah.
We'll see then how many people are coming, probably less and less.
Well, it's great. I love the log that you put in there. Can the fish go in it?
Yeah, the fish go in it.
Have you ever had fish before?
No, I didn't have no fish.
It's a fun hobby, isn't it?
It's a fun hobby.
Good job for making a place for all the neighbors to come by.
We have to thank Zakon for that. He did a wonderful job, and he really knows what he's doing. I mean, people would not believe how he knows what
He's got a good eye. He can build a natural-looking waterfall.
Whatever he said, that's what we did.
And it turned out fantastic. So this is a brand new project you just did. How you doing, ma'am?
I'm okay, but I don't want to be in the picture.
Oh, how about this? I could just show your shadow. I am the pond guy out of Chicago, and this young man built you a waterfalls 2 weeks ago?
That's correct.
Are you happy with it?
I love it, and so do all the neighbors. They're very, very interested in seeing something different and promoting it. They said I'm livening up the block with it.
So how did you find this young man?
He's a friend of a...
My sister's friend, you're her aunt, right?
That's right,
Rose?
I'm her aunt.
And you were thinking about doing something with water, and then he came and designed this for you?
We always do try to fix up every year on our own, and this year I tried to change the look of the property.
You're a gardener.
I am. I do everything. You're pulling up, and I'm putting the mulch down myself. Started with a small one, and we got the basin. I really like the way he puts the
driftwood.
So that hides the spillway up there.
Yeah.
And we talked about it. We communicated what my envision was, and he gave me some good ideas, not only about the waterfall, about the way to put the...
Before it was like a whole, you know...
Nothing was here but some Pachysandra.
Well, I'm going to tell you, everybody's going to know your house now with the waterfall. Not too many people in the neighborhood have a waterfall in the front of their entrance.
That's right. And also, the lighting was so pretty, so when people walk around at night, this is a real walking neighborhood.
She actually wants to get more lights. I have to go to Garden State and pick up
a couple more lights, sure. So what was an installation price like this for you to put in for somebody?
This was around $3,500.
That's great. Was it a good investment?
I feel like it is. It's changed, as people say, it gives a curbside look.
Yes.
And this is a neighborhood where everybody walks. People come here from other neighborhoods because it's so nice.
Yes.
Everybody's gardening and people care about the way the neighborhood looks. So I thought I'd put something different in here. It's not right next to my bedroom where I can hear the sound, but I plan to put Adirondack chairs up there.
Yeah.
And enjoy it.
I love it. And how long did this take you to put in, Yosef?
I mean, building from A to Z took me around 10 hours.
So a day and a half. Not bad. Yeah. Good for you, young man. So she was thinking about tackling this herself. She's a school teacher, which, by the way, we have lots of school teachers that have water features. Doctors are the #1 and followed by school teachers. And you think about it, probably not too many times that doctors and school teachers are in the same kind of customer base, but it's because doctors have the money to buy things. It's school teachers have the time and the money to buy things. That's a $3,500 installation that he did in 10 hours. That's a 10-hour day or a day and a half. That's pretty good for an 18-year-old kid for a 10-hour project, and she loves it, and she saved her back. and he knows what he's doing. He knows how to build a water feature because he's been doing it in his yard. And that's what I love about these vlogs. That's what I love about visits, is trying to inspire people to live the aquascape lifestyle, and more kids just like me. He's actually a couple years younger than I was when I started my business, but I was a 12-year-old hobbyist, took it into my profession, and I love seeing young guys like this that are doing the same thing. If you're interested in becoming a certified aquascape contractor or working for a certified aquascape contractor, check out the link below for the Aquascape University online, for Pondemonium, for the Aquascape Academy, for all the training things that we do. I get so excited about this stuff because I love seeing people succeed, and I love seeing happy customers. I love my job.